Hello! It's just going all over the place. You want to come in? Yeah. So we got the whole team here today.
Gang's all here.
Let's just wait.
Hey.
I wonder if I should close that.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
this is
Too much
bright.
light?
Maybe we
Yeah.
should turn it like a little bit different. So we're getting all set up today. We're going to do a bunch of procedures. We are going to be doing tattoo removal today. For anybody interested in that.
I was trying to get some of the light to make it an issue.
Oh, D. Lynch is watching. Hi, D. Lynch. Hi, Emma.
Hey.
And we have Emma Britton, who joined us on the live before. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Joined us on the live for the lips.
How's your lips, Emma? Still loving them?
So we are going to be talking about tattoo removal, and we're going to also do a little bit of bookkeeping. Do you want to
Yes,
go over
yes.
some of the initial stuff? So Ashley's going to let everyone know what
Slide
that's all
on in.
about.
What up, Deb? Okay, so we wanted to take a minute to share a little bit about our March special this month. And Dr. Sarah, let's talk about that. It is with, anytime you get Botox or fillers with Dr. Sarah, this month you'll be able to get a free B12 shot along with those treatments. And we always have a sign up front that talks about B12 and everything like that. There we go, Dr. Justin. And so we have Dr. Sarah to share a little bit about B12 and why it's going to be so great for you to get that shot.
So we know B12 is great, and people come in weekly to monthly, depending on, wanting more energy, wanting, people who want weight loss, and people who want to speed up their metabolism. B12 is a great injectable to get once a week to once a month, up to once, as far apart as once a month, but people come in regularly in our office to get the shot done. So you were mentioning that you wanted...
I could use a little boost.
You want a little boost?
Why not?
You guys want to see Dr. Justin getting the B12?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Where are you going to put it?
So that's our March special.
So here, we'll have Ashley kind of, read a little bit about it. But B12 is one of the vitamins. It's a man-made vitamin in your body. But we do know that your red blood cells do need B12. And when you're deficient in B12, you can have larger than normal red blood cells. So it is a type of anemia. Right? Big fat big. The P is pernicious
What'd you
anemia,
call me?
right?
Yeah.
And that's from lack of B12.
But
Awesome.
it boosts your energy, right? So
Right.
that's kind of the main. That's what it
Yeah.
And
it
also
cares
lack
about.
of
We want all
B12
the
can
energy.
also give you neurological issues for people who have neuralgias and things like that. It could also be caused by lack of B12 as well. So some
Maybe a
people,
little tingling or anything
yeah,
like that.
tingling
might
in the
be
fingertips or the toes or this or that. So I'm going to come over here
Okay.
and show you guys. Well, I have to get it out, so I think we forgot we were going to even do that. So let me just open up the cabinet. So you guys want to talk about something else? You want to talk about some specials while I get back?
Yeah. So something that we are going to keep going through the month of March is the special pricing for Dr. Michael Hakimi with the Precision Sculpt. So we're super excited to offer Precision Sculpt chin, neck, and jawline. It's like a 360 of the neck, right?
Sort of. It's the half of it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
360
We can do the
neck
back.
would be the
Yeah.
buffalo hump and this, and then it's like.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
But it's very thorough with the chin, the neck, and the jawline, and we're offering that for $3,995. And then Precision Sculpt.
Let's talk about that for this. Very powerful, right? Sculpting this area can really change the whole balance of the whole body. Even patients that are overweight and really, could benefit from slimming everywhere. But if they got to pick an area, a lot of times you do this zone, and it's the common response is, people are telling me all the time that, are asking me, have you lost weight? And it just makes a big impact. And when
It's B12.
and especially that is the B12, right? Yeah. But especially doing this lateral aspect, all along the jawline, we like to really say it's not just chin lipo, which is the most common kind of catch term for it. But I think that does it an injustice with the way we do it, because it's not just this area, it's this whole section. and you'll see like these nice crisp jaw lines in our after photos, and that's because we sculpt all out here, and we do it through an access point from here and here, so you're coming at it from 2 different directions with the head in all different positions, and then using the laser, and then if you need some extra tightening with Renuvion, boom, you can get it really snatched in. We just saw a patient today, it's got very nice results. I just have to put it together and put it on the gram for you guys.
It's actually the only procedure that I booked today was multiple chin, neck, and jaw lines with Renuvion. So everyone's wanting, you know, maybe to show off that snatched jawline, snatched. And then we also have Precision Sculpt 360 abdomen at $7,995 for Dr. Michael Hakimi. So it's the beginning of March. Let's get those summer bodies going.
Yeah, the 360, as you know, is super powerful. Not just the front of the abdomen, you do the flanks, the waist, you get the rid of the love handles, you bring in the waist, and all the way around. It's really nice.
You delaying.
It's
So
time.
this is the B12. It's cyanocobalamin, otherwise known as B12. We're going to give Dr. Justin.
It's
We're going to give Dr. Justin an injection. So it could either. It's typically done in either the arm or the buttock. Do you have a choice?
You can do my right arm.
Your right arm.
Yeah, why not?
I don't want to do it in your butt. Pull those fans down.
Then now Jesse's logging on.
Okay, so alcohol. Get a pinch, shake so he doesn't feel it.
Feeling energized
I
already.
feel like I should just get up and run around. Awesome, thank you.
Now you're gonna get
Easy.
a 6-pack in no time. Okay, so I just need to get a little bit of a little Band-Aid for you.
Why am I hemorrhaging?
That's it. That's how easy it is
Yeah, it's super easy.
to get a B12 shot.
Yeah. The vaccine hurt a lot more.
No, it didn't.
Actually, the vaccine wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
What do you know?
So I've heard.
Yeah. Really don't even need a Band-Aid, but we'll do it just because yeah, so you can't even find it.
I can find it.
Squeeze
Here it is.
Don't squeeze out my cyanocobalamin.
All right,
Was
next
there-
up in the seat.
Was there anything else? Any
Oh,
other? Any housekeeping?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Was it?
So you said about the specials. You were extending Dr. The
Hakimi.
yeah,
Yep,
$7,995
yep,
and the $3,995.
yep.
And then the free B12 shot, you get a free B12 shot with any non-surgical service
Yep.
for this month. And what else?
That was all I had. That's, yeah, that was it. And don't forget, you guys got to get your skincare, YovinoMD.
So here we have our patient coming in.
Yay!
For those of you who don't already know her, this is Jasmine, our lovely front desk girl. Woman. Person, I mean. I don't even know what to say.
You're fired.
I know. No.
I've got some more.
So let's turn this down. We're going to be doing laser resurfacing on Jasmine's foot. I'm going to just kind of bring this down so we can all look at it. But you know what? I'm going to lift your foot up.
You're only working on a part of the tattoo? Is that
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so Jasmine, let's talk about Jasmine's tattoo history. Okay? So Jasmine, where did you come up with the idea of this tattoo? Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can. Okay.
Should we raise the bed?
So
I think that's good right there.
this is Jasmine's foot. Jasmine, but I want you to. Oh, whoa. Okay. Okay. So for those of you, let me just bring this a little closer. That's good. Hold on. And then we got Jasmine's foot here. So this design, you want to turn a little bit more towards the screen? So this looks like an Asian design to me.
Yes.
And how did you pick that?
So it was something me, my mom, and my sister all came up with together. Like it was years ago. I think I was 18 when we did it, and we all just wanted like a mother-daughter tattoo. And each symbol it says live, love, laugh, and each word stands for.
So what's this one? Is this live or love? Or laugh.
You know what? It's been so long. But someone has confirmed that that's actually what it says.
Okay.
So funny.
Someone saw my tattoo in public
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, live, love, laugh."
That's
Okay,
Japanese
great.
or Chinese?
It's Chinese.
Okay. So, and then what is this?
I want to
Okay,
say
so
it's Mandarin.
this is where, Mandarin?
Yeah.
Okay, so this area, this is topical numbing cream. It's been on for about an hour. And tell us how, do you feel anything? Do you feel this? Do I need to inject around it?
I can slightly feel that when you rubbed it.
So do you want me to still inject around it?
Yeah, I think so.
So we are going to be doing a little ring block for Jasmine. I'm just going to move over here.
I have these doctors from you.
Okay. So we can talk about what we're doing after, but let me just kind of bring this down so people can see. I'm going to wipe this off. This is her topical numbing. So let's talk about this right now and the way that it looks. This was what? Another symbol, or was that the flower?
It was a flower.
It was a flower. And how come you didn't like the flower?
I just feel like it didn't come out very great. So I just never really liked that. I even went a second time a couple years later to another artist to kind of do it again, and it still just didn't turn out good. So it's just never been my favorite part of the tattoo.
And so this,
Mhm.
I don't know if you see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that portion of the tattoo has already been lasered 3 times. Okay.
It's
So it's
faded
been-
so much.
It's
too.
faded and it's 3 times, and you can see it right there. So I'm going to do what's called a ring block around it to give her a little bit more numbing. Did you find it to be extremely painful when we did it before?
It's not extremely painful. It kind of feels like, though, in a way, once you're zapping, it feels like kind of rubber band snaps, but it goes by very fast.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a quick pass, and it just feels like each time you're just kind of getting snapped a little bit.
Okay. And then tell us about, this is on your foot.
Mhm.
So what would you tell people who have gotten this done before? Were you able to wear your shoes after this?
Yes, so as long as you keep it, clean and covered. When I went home, I stopped by either Walgreens or CVS, and I got like gauze, a little bit of gauze, a little bit of a wrap, just to keep the area clean and dry. And then I also picked up some healing ointment. And then I also have used a couple times. You put on the intensive recovery cream for me too as well.
Okay. So I'm going to start numbing. Can you guys see this? I'm going to start.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to just kind of do a little shake, Jasmine. Sorry, I'm over here. I'm going to go all the way around it. Did you feel that? Is that okay?
It was a slight pinch, but that's about it.
Okay, great.
I can read questions too if you want to tell me.
Okay, yeah,
to
sure.
ask. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and send them our way.
So I'm just doing what's called a ring block around her tattoo, so she doesn't feel the actual tattoo when it comes time, the removal process, I should just say. A little bit pinchy. And then the last one here. There you go.
Never thought about the consequences again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, when you're drunk, you're getting a tattoo, your family.
So it's lightened up a lot. Huh? Was
Yeah,
was
like
it the
this
same
is
color
like
as
almost
this?
done.
Like when we started?
Not
Or was
the
it-
same.
Okay.
It was like more so like a blackish purplish color.
Okay.
But this like right here is already gone. Like see that was a petal. and
Was it
that
as
like, right
intense, as dark as this one? Just a little different color?
there. It was almost as dark. It was
Okay.
not as dark. So that's why I didn't really like it. It like didn't
didn't
look the
match,
same.
yeah.
It didn't match. And then I got it retouched and it looked
So you
worse.
want me to show this side? You want to come over here and talk about the machine?
Yes.
Okay. You want me to undo this and just kind of
Yeah.
bring it over? Sorry, I get a. It's so hard to like. Don't mess it up.
If you turn around, you can maybe see what you're looking at, and then they can.
Always
There you
telling me
go.
what to do.
There you go.
Alright.
So this is the Luminous M22 multi-platform machine. We have everything on here: IPL, tattoo removal, We'll go back to here. The Q switch is our tattoo removal. It's just going to do a quick self-test. We have IPL, we have a laser resurfacing, and we have vascular head, which can treat really so many different skin issues and skin ailments. So if you come in close, I'm going to set this. The great thing about this machine is I can set it to anybody's skin type. So Jasmine is a Fitzpatrick type 5, which she's tan, she's tan, and she rarely ever burns. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do, so there's two different choices, dark tattoo or pigmented lesions. This is a dark tattoo. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to set it to her skin type. She's a skin type 5. So that's this. What is her, where is her tattoo? Is it a professional, is it professional, sporadic, or, what was that one saying there?
Amateur.
Or amateur. It's a professional tattoo. Oh, is it amateur? No. It's a professional tattoo. So I'm going to click that. And then her ink density. So is it very dense or is it sparse? So at this point, I don't know. I'd still consider it a little bit on
the
it's getting
dense
better,
side.
but I'd say
Better.
dense because if you do sparse. Okay, so we're going to say it's still dense a little bit. And it automatically sets it to the parameters that it needs to be so it doesn't create any kind of burn or anything like that. The great thing about this machine also, a Q switch laser, is that some other beams are like cone shape, and the cone shape can cause epidermal or dermal damage because you can get hot spots within it. And this one has a beam that's called a top hat, so it kind of like goes like this, so it never gets that fine point. So it really protects the skin from scarring and any kind of damage to the skin. I put some things, tissue, what did I say? Yeah, tissue textural changes, it prevents that. It prevents the occurrence of scarring or epidermal damage. So, okay, so it's a 5-head. Let me just look at it. Where is it? Q switch. And this is it. No, that's not it. Okay. This is it right here. Okay, so the tip I have on it is the 5, which is what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's like
You break it, you buy it.
I know.
You break it, you buy it again.
Okay, there we go. Okay, and we put ready.
It's like a Bitcoin ATM.
Would you like laser goggles? Yes.
Put them over my
So I actually have a question.
Yes.
So if someone wanted a tattoo to be completely gone for something, like say they had a big event coming up, a wedding or something, how far in advance do they need to start the tattoo removal process?
Great question.
That is a great question, Ashley.
look at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
When you get married.
okay, so tattoo removal tends to be a very slow process, which requires multiple sessions. To get Jasmine to this point, she's already had 3 treatments on this flower. So you can see the difference between her original tattoo and what this one looks like. She still has more to go. It typically takes about 6 sessions, and the sessions are spread apart by about a month. So it's going to take you about 6 months at least. And if it's a very dense, like hers isn't a huge area, but if it's a big area, like a sleeve or something like that, you would expect it to take, maybe even well past 6 sessions. So keep that in mind. It may take you up to a year. So the minute that ring goes on your finger, you better come over here.
You wanna switch spots? I'll come over here. It'll be a little bit better, my lady.
You need your glasses for you.
I'm not looking at the beam. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So you know what? I'm gonna put a repeat on it. Makes it easier. Is that okay, Jasmine? You feel
I
it?
do not feel anything.
Wow, that's great.
I don't know why we put it
Dialing it in over there, right?
Here we go. You don't feel it?
Mm-mm.
Awesome.
Wow, it's weird compared to like the other times.
So what this is doing is this beam is going in and it's breaking up the pigment. So the pigment is within the phagocytes, within a cell, and it's breaking them up, and then they're going to be taken away and expelled out of her skin. So they say that, you know, these tattoo inks, they're made of like pigments in a carrier molecule. Let me see. I think that's kind of it, Jasmine. Hold on, let me see.
Doing okay?
Yeah, I really don't feel.
It's like it's not even your foot.
I know. It's just like,
It's the best thing about Dr. Sarah's treatments.
When we do the most to make you feel the least.
Keeps you comfy.
Yeah.
that last pop, I felt just a slight bit, but that's not it.
It sounds like it would feel.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can see how quick that was. Even this one, like if I try to go down here, I'm still not getting any popping. So yeah, so we just went over the whole tattoo. It's that fast. The majority of the time is taken up by trying to numb it properly and making the patient really comfortable. So with this one, it will break up the pigment, the body will then absorb it, and it will be taken away. And each time, it will be less and less and less pigment.
Wow.
So,
What you gonna put on it?
I'm gonna put something on to make it feel nice and,
What about that intense recovery cream?
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Justin.
Hey.
So this is our intensive recovery cream. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory molecules and chemicals within it. Natural, all natural, of course.
And you also get it when you do a package too.
Right. So if you get a package of tattoo removal, or you get laser with us, or whatever you get, it does come with that. So you can use it throughout your recovery to speed up your recovery. So it has anti-inflammatory properties within it. It's a great thing. We couple it with all of our packages. But it can be purchased separately if you want to purchase it separately as well.
Yeah, we do have a patient that loves it on its own for their face. So
Yeah.
Gotta feed it.
Okay, so then I'm going to get this, and I need one of the, can I have a tape?
Tape?
Yeah, tape.
What's on, paper tape?
Sure. So you guys saw how easy that was, quick and easy here, and Jasmine was nice and comfortable. So Jasmine, take us through what you could expect. What's going to happen now?
yeah.
Like, what happens in the next 24 hours with this?
So after you wrap me up, I let it be for the rest of the night. In the morning, I take the gauze and the bandage off. I make sure not to do anything too aggressive to the area, so I just wash it with mild soap. And it's going to be a little swollen tomorrow. It gets a little puffy.
Does it sting?
It feels kind of like I feel like a sunburn would feel. So it is a little tender. It's a little sensitive. You do just want to. I like to make sure it's nice and clean, and then it has like the proper, whether I do the intensive recovery cream or sometimes I use healing ointment to cover it up and just keep it nice and moist. I like to do that as well.
Does it blister?
It can. It happened once just in small areas. It's a chance that it can blister, and then sometimes, one of the times it didn't blister at all.
And then when we did it the first time, or multiple times, when we did it, what does it look like initially, and how long does it take to look like this?
The first time you did it, it like really frosted a lot. I remember it was just like a super frosting, and then it like automatically kind of puffed up, and then it kind of like gets dark scabs on it, but that's just the pigment really coming
to the
up.
surface.
Yeah, but I know not to pick it, because if you pick the scabs, you can kind of mess with it a little bit. So
What do you
just
mean
let
by
them
that?
fall
What does
on
that
their
mean?
own. It can like do like hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation if you mess with the scabs for it too. as
Let's
well.
get closer.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
So did you pick it the first time?
No.
Okay. Are you lying?
No.
Okay, so then after that, so after it puffs up,
Mhm.
can you wear your shoe?
Yes, I wear it as long as I have something covering it. So something like this, or if I put little gauze and like a little wrap around it.
But
as
does it
well.
hurt? Does it rub? Does it feel bad?
No, as long as I have that on it. Otherwise, I won't wear tennis shoes. I'll wear sandals or something.
Have you had to take any anti-inflammatory medication because of it? Do you feel like you
No.
need that? Because does it throb? Does it?
No, it never throbbed for me. I feel like it just gets puffy. It just gets swollen. I mean, there is, the zapping of the skin. So, but otherwise, it was fine. It didn't get like a dramatic puff or anything to it. So I was able to keep it without having to take any medication for anti-inflammatory.
Do you elevate it when you go home?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first day
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like kind of
Yeah.
smooth it up. But after that, the next day I'm good. It's still a little bit puffy, but it's not anything crazy.
We can tell your fiance that you can't walk or cook, so he
Okay.
has to, he has to deliver everything to you in bed.
That's what I usually do when I get the treatment. So you have to go for me.
Dr. Yovino said you need to serve me breakfast, lunch, and dinner in bed.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think that really explains. So people who have, this is an unusual area, I mean, but there are a lot of people who do have tattoos on their feet or on their ankles. So can you wear socks?
I wear socks as long as it's covered.
As long as it's covered.
Yeah, I definitely wear, especially the shoes. But as long as it's covered, I wear socks. I wear shoes regularly. I tie it a little looser than I would tie it normally.
Like say you had to wear heels. How long do you think after getting this would you be able to wear heels?
Heels, I would wait. I would probably wait, at least for my foot, I think waiting at the very least like a week and a half before I wear heels. Because I just don't, you want to look cute in the heels, so you can't wear anything to cover it and keep it comfortable or anything. So I feel like the heels would kind of irritate it a little bit.
If somebody had this in another part of their
Mhm.
body, like say their torso or their what recommendation would you give? Like say they have an event coming up
Mhm.
or they want to go on the sun, or what would you say to them?
Well,
How far in advance to plan?
I want to say until you're, healed. I would say if it's something like in the sun or an event or something, because you kind of want to keep it covered and maintained until you have to go to something. So until it looks like it's healed, the scabs are gone and stuff like that. I
And
think that's
what's that? How long is that typically where you can stop covering it?
I would say it could take like a week to 2 weeks before I can start covering it, just because I like being careful with it. So.
But did you feel like you needed to cover for 2 weeks because it was in a shoe?
Yeah.
And it was rubbing?
Yeah, I think if it's like on your side, you can definitely do it sooner. Maybe like a week, I would say. Yeah.
So does anybody have questions about that? Or
No questions. Everybody just
questions?
listening intently.
okay.
All the information.
So that was tattoo removal. You guys have watched my other lives. You've seen me do it on someone's face, Henry's face, and his eye got swollen temporarily, probably within 2 or 3 days it started looking a little bit more normal. But these are things to consider. So if your tattoo's on your face and you want to get it taken off, you should expect that your face will be a little bit swollen. The foot, you're going to have to wear shoes. So either you wear flip-flops or look to see where that tattoo is. Will your shoe rub against it? These are things that you want to keep into consideration. Don't go do it right before a big event. You have to be in heels, or you wear shoes, or you're taking a trip. These are things to kind of think about.
Anything that will rub against it and give irritation, hold off until you feel like it's completely healed.
Okay. What else? So I know we kind of were talking about some things, just a little bit of education on that. Is that so? They talk about the mechanism of tattoos. So tattoos go in, it gets injected. It really starts to even out within the epidermal dermal junction, and then within the dermis. So they see like a homogenation of the dye. So carrier molecules bring that in. So things to consider is the carrier molecules typically are ethyl alcohol, purified water, witch hazel, Listerine, which I thought was interesting. Propylene glycol and glycerol. So those help bring the pigments down.
Listerine.
And then depending on the color of the pigment, they use several different kinds of dyes. So black So black would be carbon, that's the pigment that's used, or iron oxide. Yours is, this would be considered like a bluish black, right?
Yeah.
So that would be azure or cobalt blue would be used here. But there's all different kinds of dyes. Interesting for white, it's titanium dioxide or zinc. So if you do laser removal of that, in some places, especially if it's used in the face, like you're getting your lips tattooed and they mix it with some white, to laser it has been known to sometimes turn that pigment black in color, and then you can't get rid of that. So just be careful and know what's actually in your dyes before you go ahead and get tattoo removal. Some people get removal for their eyebrows, they get it for tattoos on their face, of course anywhere else on the body. This machine's great for the blues and blacks, not so much for color. So that's kind of everything I sort of wanted to go over. Anything you want to add, Dr. Justin?
No, I think it's great.
So, can people get tattoo removals of their brows?
They can.
As long as it's brown and black, that's going to be the best one?
Blues and blacks.
Blues and blacks.
So
blues and blacks,
typically,
okay.
people tend not
Because
to
I
have
see that a
blue.
lot.
People tend not to have blue. They tend to
Right.
have browns.
Right.
So you may want to look at a different kind of laser, not this one, maybe a Pico or some other kind of laser to get that removed.
Because the tattoo cosmetics is a popular thing, but I also feel like people get it and then they don't love it. So, like, I can't imagine having that and not being able to remove it.
Right.
You know?
And it bleeds a little bit,
Yeah.
the microblading and things like that. Eventually it just looks like, now they call it, what do they call it, frosting or something?
Oh, yes.
Or like airbrushing or something, where it doesn't look like the strokes anymore of, the hair.
Right.
But I don't know, people love it and they still get it done.
Interesting.
But that, on the other hand. Anything else you guys want to add?
Call us.
All right.
So we were gonna, so next time we'll have some other procedures on our next live. If you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see, we're here to
Yes.
go over that.
Yep. We are here. We have guests coming up. We have demos coming up. We have Dr. Justin, Dr. Michael Kimi coming up. So
And if
stay
you guys
tuned.
want to hear them talk about any one particular topic when it comes to anything surgical on the surgical side, we are here to take suggestions and we'll offer that to you guys. I think one thing that we're going to talk about in the future is maybe Sculptra and how Sculptra can help with enhancements if you don't have enough fat for transfer. So I think that's going to be...
Yeah, or if you just don't even want to do transfer, right? You just want to have a little bit easier session, non-surgical, it's a good option. And if you just need small volume enhancement.
Right. Elbows, knees.
Right, so Sculptra can be used for crepiness, but it can also be used to fill spaces or fill voids, whether it's like hip dips, the butt in general, the face, like, gaunt face that maybe will require a lot of syringes of filler. Sculptra is an amazing alternative because it will not only fill the space, but it increases your collagen. So it has more longevity than a regular filler would. It lasts up to 5 years. So it's, if you're at the point where you sort of need a full facial rejuvenation, Sculptra is the way to go. You can check out some before and afters on my Instagram because they're there as well.
Really
Yeah.
awesome. Really good stuff.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
happy hump day.
Happy Hump Day.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.